Reddit retail workers, let's air some grievances and let out some steam before Black Friday. What is your Trump story for worst customer ever? I'll start. The following incident occurred about 8 or 9 months ago at my retail job at B3. I work the customer service counter as the cashier, and usually I enjoy it because I get a helper's high for assisting someone trying to find a certain item. Because I work the CS desk, I'm usually the first and last form of defense when it comes to preventing theft. Anyways, I greet a heavy-set man that is approaching my counter. I see 4 boxes of Keurig K-Cups in his cart, 2 of the 18-count flavors at $11.99 each, and 2 of the 64-count variety packs at $34.99 each. Expensive coffee that adds up to nearly $100 with tax. When he gets closer to the register, he angles his shopping cart in front of the counter in such a way that obscures most of the contents within. Unusual customer behavior often draws attention, right? He starts placing his boxes on my counter one at a time, and watches me scan and bag them. At this point, he asks what his total is. I respond, it'll be about $65 with tax, but did you also wish to purchase that other box of coffee? He stares at me with a stiff face and asks in an agitated voice, what other box? I lean over my counter and point to the box of K-Cups. This one, sir. The man tries to fake surprise and growls, no. I don't know how that got there, and I don't want it now. I'm thinking, right. And I'm sure you've never seen those drugs before, honestly officer. Now my customer is having a hard time keeping his feelings in check, because I've foiled his plan to shoplift overpriced coffee. He slaps a $100 bill on my counter to pay for his honestly acquired items. I smile sweetly at him as I use a currency marker to make sure it's legal tender. He frowns at me, but it passes. As I'm closing my drawer and counting out his change to him, he interrupts me. Wait, I'll give you 64 cents so you can give me $1 back. I hate coins. I sense he is trying to pull a short change scam on me, so I say, sir, I've already shut my drawer. I can't open it without another cash sale. He becomes angrier, yes, you can. Just scan one of these stupid things and open the drawer. When he shouts this, I get a bit alarmed and scared, because this situation is escalating beyond anything I've ever experienced. Then I hear a woman shout behind him, for God's sake. I will give you $1 out of my own wallet if you will just take your things and leave this girl alone. He turns to gawk at her, doesn't take her money, turns back to me, and throws his fist full of coins at my face and storms out of the store. Needless to say, I had to have a bit of a sit down afterwards to regain my nerves. I have some far more irritating stories to share, but I would love to read other retail workers' harrowing tales of customers/shoplifters from hell. I worked at GameStop, and I'm female. That right there should tell you the kinds of awful customers I had to deal with. There were all kinds of the expected creepy guys who hit on me all the time, and the snobby customers who would wait around for my male co-workers because they didn't think I could possibly know anything about video games. But my best story is actually a customer that one of my co-workers dealt with. I just watched it all go down. It was when Rock Band 3 came out. We'd been taking pre-orders forever, and as such, back when the pre-orders first came available, we offered the usual Rock Band bundle with all the instruments. It turns out that a year later announced that no such bundle would be offered, so we called up all the people who pre-ordered that bundle to let them know, and to ask if they wanted to either switch to a different Rock Band bundle or get a refund. Fast forward to release day. Some lady comes into the store to ask for her Rock Band bundle. My co-worker got out the only bundle available, just the game and keyboard. She took a look at it and said that it was the wrong bundle. Upon closer inspection of the receipt, my co-worker realized that she had originally ordered a big bundle that was no longer available. According to the computer, she had never come in to either switch her order or get a refund. He explained the situation to her, and offered her both the option to get the other bundle or to get a refund. Well, apparently he's just the spawn of Satan. She yelled at him for a good 10 minutes about how he ruined Christmas and failed as a human being, because he couldn't sell her a game bundle that doesn't exist. He was very polite and kept telling her that she should wait for a few more minutes to speak to our manager. since he was on lunch at the time. Instead, she demanded that we collect all of the instruments and sell them to her separately at the same price as the given price for the bundle. He explained to her that this was not possible, since the prices given for pre-orders are considered estimates, and are not guaranteed to be correct, not to mention the fact that we had already sold out of most of the individual instruments. There were 2 instruments sitting on the back counter, and she said she wanted those, again for the same price as the bundle. Note that she's still yelling and cursing at him at this point. He explained that they were both the pro instruments. The guitar alone was priced somewhere around $150. There was no way he would be able to sell those to her for $120 including game. This is where the story gets awesome. She picked up the debit machine and threw it at him. The only reason he didn't get smoked by a brick of plastic was because it was attached to the counter with a coiled cord, and he was standing far enough away that it didn't reach him. He gets this look on his face like he was using all of his willpower to keep from throttling her, so I intervened. Hey. You know, there's this really important thing that you suddenly need to do in the back room right now. He went into the back room and called mall security, while I smiled at the crazy lady and let her yell at me until they arrived. The icing on the cake was that her kids had been there the entire time, and were absolutely mortified by their mother's behavior. TLDR, my coworker got a debit machine thrown at him by a crazy lady demanding a product that doesn't exist. I work at Best Buy in the warehouse, and we cover breaks for the guys working the cameras up front. A coworker was covering a break when this guy came up to one of the front lane registers. There was a bit of a line, and we only had 2 lanes open. One of the front lane guys is handicapped. It doesn't affect his job, it just takes him longer to walk around. The customer finally made his way to the front of the line and paid with a credit card. The front lane rep needed to see the last 4 digits of the credit card and asked to see his card real quick. The customer flipped out. He said, "Oh, now you want to do something real quick." Then muttered just loud enough for everyone to hear, "I should have known not to get in the retards line." My coworker observing the camera saw everything and was not very happy. He walked up to the customer, grabbed all his merchandise and said, "Nope, you are not buying anything today. You can leave." Never been so proud of him. My B3 has a regular that comes in every week, usually on Sundays, the day that Hell takes a field trip to Earth, and buys tea discs for her Tassimo single cup brewing system. The moment I first saw her, a few months ago, I had a terrible feeling she would be trouble, and boy was I correct. She's a dumpy woman of average height, with large, crazy eyes, you know crazy eyes when you see them, and red hair that is being taken over by wild locks of silver. She huffs over to cashier, and asks me in a loud voice, "Why don't you ever have my coffee?" "I'm sorry, ma'am. What kind are you looking for?" Note, this is back when Starbucks only provided Tassimo discs in 3 blends, including something like house, Italian, and breakfast morning. Caramel macchiato. I begin to think she might have seen this item in our online store, which has thousands times more items than my relatively small store can stock. After trying to find it in our system, I come up with nothing. Thanks for your patience while I looked for your coffee. Unfortunately, I don't think B3 has ever stocked that kind of tea disc. Her face turns bright red, and she starts speaking in short but terse bursts. "You never have my coffee. I want a manager." I take this as my cue to pass the buck to my mod who, calmly as he could, explained to her that our store has never stocked her item, and that maybe she had seen it in another store. She wasn't having it. "I want you to order it for me, so I can buy it here." My mod once again starts to explain when she interrupts, "I'm calling your corporate phone number. You are being rude and unhelpful on purpose." And then she stalked out the doors. Exactly a week later, she comes in, eyes and hair as wild as ever. "Did you order my coffee? Where is it?" I believe it took several weeks and many more calm explanations before she gave up on buying an item we never sold. During the summer between my 2nd and 3rd years of university, I worked at an ice cream place. This woman came in and had a look on her face that told me she thought she was better than me. She was with her granddaughter. They approach the freezer and she barks at me, "My granddaughter wants a large of that one in the corner." and nods her head to the second freezer. Now, bear with me here, because a freezer is rectangular and has 4 corners. The names of the ice cream are clearly indicated, and usually if people can't see those, they'll identify what they want with the color and a more precise location. I wager my best guess and point at one corner and ask, "This one?" She becomes angrier. "No. I said the one in the corner." "Okay, then. 1 down. 3 to go." I point to the opposite corner. "This one?" She becomes irate. "No. Are you an idiot?" I look at her and take a deep breath. I point to another corner. Finally. I don't know why they hire such idiots. I scoop it up, walk over to the cash and give her her total. She throws a pocket of change on the counter and leaves. She was short. I used to work at Marble Slab in high school. If you don't pay attention to prices there, and just buy whatever sounds like it tastes good, you can get into trouble. So one day this boyfriend-girlfriend comes in, and the boyfriend tells his girlfriend she can have whatever she wants. I questioned this power play when I heard it from across the store. I wasn't serving them, but figured the girlfriend might just order like a normal person. Nope. She got the original size, which is $4 and comes with 1 mix-in. Then she proceeded to get around 5 or 6 mix-ins, with fudge on top. And all in a dipped and rolled waffle bowl. He got something really pricey too, though slightly less ridiculous. They got to the register where I was, and my coworker dictated to me the order I was ringing up. I rung it up and bit my lip, as I informed this guy his 2 ice creams were $19 together. He then said, "Nah, ring it again. I got a half off coupon." First of all, why are you telling me now? Second, this is a buy one item get another one half off coupon. Thirdly, this coupon is both expired and only valid at the downtown location. I explained these things to him, at which point he begins cursing and declaring Marble Slab a scam. Through all this, I managed to tell him that he needs to pay for his ice cream if he wants it, as my coworker is holding this guy's cone still. At this point, either not wanting to spend $20, or not having come in with $20, he grabs the waffle bowl out of his girlfriend's hand, spikes it face down on the counter, and says, "We don't want yo shit anyways," and begins to storm out. Yes, I had to clean it. And no one paid for him. But I ain't even mad. Apparently, the girlfriend felt differently than him, so me and my coworker got to watch her smack him in the head, yell at him all the way out to his car, since we have a glass storefront. Many years ago, I worked at Best Buy as part of Geek Squad when they first went national. One of the few days that I happened to actually be in the store, I had a customer come up to me with a cell phone and an extended warranty, and asked to have the phone replaced. I look at the phone, and it's a flip phone, with some damage on it. I can already see before he hands me the phone. After I take hold of the phone, I notice I can see through the phone. The entire phone is covered in teeth marks, including a hole all the way through the inside and outside LCD screens. Apparently his dog chewed the hell out of it. I already know the answer is no, but look at the receipt, and he had bought it less than a week ago. I grab a pen, and circle one of the first bullet points on the warranty that says something along the lines of, "This plan does not cover accidental or intentional physical damage or abuse." At this point, the guy flips his shit. Before I can lean back, away from him, he reaches across the counter, and grabs me by my tie. He pulls it off as I jump back, and I retort, "That's why it's a clip-on / troll face." He then takes his phone, and while spinning around, throws it down the aisle of the store, hitting an employee, about 30 feet away. The employee is quite surprised at this, and luckily he was shocked, because he is a minor league baseball pitcher. While maintaining my distance, I instructed the customer that he had just assaulted 2 separate employees, and that the other employee was a professional pitcher for a baseball team, and that he has been recorded by multiple cameras and angles. He quickly left the store, loudly swearing and threatening people, and took the time to scatter any paper and to knock over 1 or 2 displays on his way out of the store. We got his license plate number, and he was eventually served with a restraining order.